Arvind Nanda. He is MD of Interarch Building Products, joins us right now on the show to talk about the business and the outlook ahead. Mr. Nanda, good having you. Thanks for joining in. At the outset, actually, is it Interarch or is it Interarch?
It is a short for architecture.
Interarch.
International architecture.
Okay, for Interarch. So thank you so much. I stand corrected. But
thank you.
Good having you, Mr. Nanda. Thanks for joining in, and at the onset, wishing you a very happy new year.
Happy New Year to you.
I would love to know about this. Puneet, my colleague, just spoke about how you now moved into doing this structures for manufacturing units as well, right? Is this a recent move, and is this the next growth driver? And does this partnership with JSPL entail taking the raw material from them at an arm's length competitive price, or is the nature of the agreement and partnership different?
Thank you. The agreement with JSPL is not as a steel provider. Our relationship with them as a steel provider is very different. It's the same with all the other 5 companies, the top 5 companies that we deal with. See, JSPL also has a vertical where they manufacture and fabricate heavy structures. And they've been doing it for many years. They've done it for their own plants, and they've done it for a lot of other buildings, high-rise buildings, data centers, even the DLF malls built in Delhi. So we have a long relationship with them, and we felt that if we combine together our marketing skills, our engineering skills, our ability to reach out to customers is far more than what they have as a commodity seller. So we felt that their manufacturing facilities, their past experience in having done these kind of structures, we don't really have too much experience in heavy structures. Pre-engineered buildings, as we do, are classified more in the lighter structures. Each building could be 10, 20,000 tons, but each piece is a lighter piece. So when you go into data centers or high-rise buildings or steel plants or fertilizer plants, then you need to make heavier structures, each piece. The most visible one is a metro girder or an elevated road or a bridge that we see in day-to-day life. These are classified as heavier structures. So we felt that to join hands together would be far more feasible, because they have already world-class facilities with some of the best machines in the world. And we have the reach to the customer and the engineering skill as well as the execution skill. So I think this is the next big thing for any pre-engineered building company to go into, is to go into the heavier structures.
Got it.
Because the future lies in data centers and high-rise buildings and these infrastructure plants, etc.
So, Mr. Nanda, may I ask you, let's assume that because you've just entered into 2025 is the first real test of what kind of order wins that you can get, which you otherwise might not have gotten if JSPL was not your partner, and vice versa for JSPL as well, right? Because it's a coming together of 2 entities. So what's the kind of order flows that you anticipate from this? I mean, I don't know if I can call it a JV, but for lack of a better word, a JV, if you will, or a partnership. And does this have a bit of a J-curve effect? Because you get one, you try and execute one, and then more and more people come in. Because I see the possibility of heavier structures in the next 3-4 years being very high, right? Data centers are mushrooming, infrastructure spend very likely will be high. So what's the kind of order inflow, sir?
See, it's been very good. We started working with them a few months ago, even though we formally signed a month ago. So we have a couple of very good projects with us. One is a microchip semiconductor assembly plant. And the other one is also a semiconductor assembly plant, because the semiconductor and chip manufacturing plants have a lot of heavier structures, which we could have done, but then we don't do it very effectively. So we are already working with them, and they're already giving us quite a lot of quantity every month for these plants. And going forward, we have a couple of more projects already in our bag where their heavier structures will be involved. And we have built up a past reputation. Even as Interarch, we have done data center, we have done JSW steel plants for them earlier. But to do it competitively and productively and effectively, this partnership is required. So we're already working on projects.
Yeah, so sir, are there any expectations of what's the quantum of orders that you can bag? And I'm not saying in the next 6 months. So let's say you started working a few months ago. I'm saying over 2025 and 2026, is there a rough estimate of the order flow that could come in?
I think we are expecting that order flow to Interarch should be in excess of 200, 250 crores in the coming 12 to 18 months because of our agreement with JSPL. That is the order flow we're expecting. We have substantially got also. So it's not a totally new working arrangement. It's something that we have done in the past, JSPL has done in the past. Now together, I think we'll get more synergy. I think we should get 200 to 300 crores of business that we are going to get because we are together.
Sunanda, good morning. Happy New Year. Well, I'm just going to take a cue from everything that you discussed with Neeraj and talk about one market that is very significant for you, which is the northern part of India, right, Uttar Pradesh. And that's been a key driver for your growth. You've projected a 50% growth in that market. Could you provide timelines for this and tell me how do you plan to achieve this? Because this is a very tall target.
Well, it's not 50% of our total turnover, but 50% increase in the business that we are already doing in North India. Yeah. So, we are finding that a lot of new companies, especially data centers and even your semiconductor renewables, a lot of them are now setting up plants in North India. Because states like Uttar Pradesh and Punjab, they are really encouraging industry to come in. Otherwise, it was very normal for business to go to Gujarat, and southern India, of course, is booming. Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra, Gujarat, Maharashtra. So a lot of business is moving now to north as well because these states are encouraging. And we being basically northern based and still getting a large chunk of our business here, we feel that we will have a fast, quick growth in North India. We are also adding a new production line into our North India plant as well, besides the Andhra Pradesh plant. That is in anticipation that our growth will be there. Whatever we are seeing and the inquiries that we are getting, that the growth is going to be pretty fast in North India.
Okay, I did hear you talk to Neeraj about the order inflow, and your current order book stands at 464 crores in the second quarter, with 214 crores worth of orders that were won post the second quarter. How does this position you for FY25 revenue growth?
Our order book, the last declared order book was end of October when we had our quarterly results, was 1,300 crores. So that is about the order book that we can normally maintain, because our pre-engineered building orders, we cannot deliver over a long period of time. 10 to 11 months is the max. Even a very large order, 100, 150 crore single order, has to be delivered in 10 to 11 months max. So that was the last order book, which means nearly a 9 to 10 month order book, which is very good for a pre-engineered building. And we are, of course, consuming, we are selling faster and we are getting more orders. So the 250 crores orders that we anticipate in the next 12 months is only the work that we are doing together with JSPL. Otherwise, our order intake is very good. And as we increase capacity, it will go up in the coming months.
Would you be able to share with me the revenue contribution that is expected from your new customers, such as Ashok Leyland, Amara Raja Infra, and others? And what is the sort of growth that these clients of yours will witness, which will then in turn impact your revenue growth or your order book?
Well, I think we are anticipating that these kind of companies like Ashok Leyland and other companies coming in North India, including with data centers and high-rise buildings, etc. We are looking at a very, very good stream of inquiries that are coming our way, and more people are converting to building in steel. So it's not only the conventional Ashok Leylands and the Berger paints and the HULs that we have done in North India, very large projects for bottling plants. For HUL, we did a large project in Uttar Pradesh along with the Berger paints. We are doing, so there's a lot of things happening, and our order flow, see, we are trying to build a pre-engineered building for a company like us has become more of what kind of capacity we have. To fill that capacity is, I would say today, far easier. As we are seeing what is happening in the next 4 or 5 years, capacity filling is not the issue. We have to be ready with the capacity, not only factories, but engineering, the skills. That's why we feel the tie-ups with JSPL, etc., will increase our intake, hopefully quite dramatically. But I can't say till we have our capacities ready. I think we'll have a better picture in a few months as to how much these additional capacities are working for us. But we think that the kind of growth which we are seeing in the capex, what is happening, because you also must remember that pre-engineered buildings are pretty much industry and building agnostic. We can work with any industry. We can work on any building. Advantage is that we are like a capital goods for them because we are very critical for them. They consider us as a capital goods partner, but we are industry agnostic and we are building agnostic. So it's really up to us how many people we can reach, how many people we can convince to shift to steel. Like data center shifting to steel was our business development strategy, which has worked today. More and more people are looking at that. So we are looking at a major growth in order intakes as we build up our capacity, because we can't take orders when we don't have capacity. We have to say no because everybody wants their building, even the largest one, in 8 to 10 months, and small and medium ones in 4 to 6 months. So we are building on that. And I think the results will be good in the coming months.
Good luck, sir. We wish you all the best. You've had a pretty fantastic debut on the exchanges, and of course, the sky is the limit. Good luck, and we'll hopefully chat with you soon.
Thank you.
Well,
thank you very much. Happy New Year to your team.
Happy New Year to you and your family as well.